What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? Here I am in Seattle, Washington, one of my favorite cities. Let me prove it to you right now. There, proved it. I love Seattle. I've been here many times. I'm here today doing a bunch of videos. This is kind of like a little filler video. I've been to a lot of these locations before that you're going to see in this video. I just wanted to show you a few famous graves in Seattle because I'm working on some bigger videos while I'm here. And just something quick, because if I'm in Seattle, I'm going to visit Jimmy, Bruce, Brandon. I have to. And I'm here with a friend of mine, Aaron. Aaron has an Instagram handle named Aaron's Nerd Stuff. If you want locations, if you want obscure locations, rock movies, true crime. We're kind of doing a lot of true crime together here. That's what we're working on. Go to Aaron's Nerd Stuff, right?
Yep.
Okay, good talk. All right, so now we're gonna go over and we're gonna visit the late, the great, the amazing Jimi Hendrix. So you've maybe seen his grave before. I think I've been twice. I went to his mother's grave as well on my channel before. But I want to come see if there's anything different, and it's always amazing to see. Jimi Hendrix, an incredible musician, one of my favorites, and this grave is spectacular. Let's walk over. So we parked right over here. If you come to Greenwood, it's right, there's some sort of event going on. There's bagpipes in the distance. It's beautiful. Park right there. You cannot miss this giant memorial to Jimi Hendrix right here. A lot of his family members are here as well. All right, here we are. And you can see there's just so many things that I brought out here for Jimmy. And I will put links below to all my videos below, to all the videos I've done on Jimmy and Bruce, Brandon, Lee. Leave that there. We talked extensively about the family members who are here. Just wanted to show this today. We were driving right by, and I was like, I gotta stop. Pokemon cards. Okay. Very, very cool lyrics to Voodoo Child here. Wow. Yeah. Beautiful guitar, and Aaron just pointed out something for me. A couple of Canadian flags there. Lots of guitar picks. Some golf tees. Gosh, doesn't that sound amazing? So one thing about coming to Jimmy's grave is his mom is not buried in the family plot here. Here's his father, and I believe his second wife. But Jimmy's mother is all the way down over there where we're gonna go. I want to check and see. They did change her marker. I'm not sure if it's the one that's changed since I was here before. Gracie Hendrix Hatcher. I went through all these before on one of my previous videos. It's incredible. Beautiful plane. So we just left Jimi Hendrix. We had a little concert, mini concert there from Neil. That was really cool. Look at the people posing. I'm just gonna walk over here because I want to take a look and see if Jimi Hendrix's mom, what her headstone looks like, because I can't remember what it looked like when I was here last. So here we found her. I watched an old YouTube video of mine because it's kind of difficult to find. I'm gonna say it again, how to find Jimmy's mom, Lucille Mitchell Hendrix, forever in our hearts. This is the original Hendrix family plot here. And one moment here to get something to put down. Some brutal shadows today. Jimmy's right there. Bell tower right here. Walk past the bell tower, make a left, a few rows down. So there's Jimmy. Bell tower down here. It's kind of difficult to find, but Jimi Hendrix was originally buried here, then moved. And the bagpipe is still going. It sounds amazing. All right, we ready to go somewhere else, Aaron?
Yes.
All right. So here we are, Lakeview Cemetery, right in the middle, basically. That's where you're going to be going if you want to see Brandon and Bruce Lee. Right over here. Here we are. So a lineup. There's usually a lineup, and there's a lineup behind us, so we have to wait a little bit. And here are the graves of. I've seen them before on my channel, but absolutely impressive. Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee. Both died quite young. You see people with fruit, some money that's gonna blow away. Let's move it over there a little more.
Is that part of the family?
Oh, sure. Husband and father, son and brother, you are always with us, Linda and Shannon.
Shannon?
Yeah, their sister.
Yeah.
And Bruce had an older brother, Peter, but I believe it's Peter. Was his name Peter? Burial details unknown. There we are. I want to show you somebody else who's buried right near here. Full video about this on my channel. There's been a few. Link in the description. Wow. He'd be 60. Yeah, right around here was somebody else. So here's Bruce and Brandon here. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, not too far at all, somewhere around here, where is he? Maybe over here? No. The loving golden boy, 16 years old. Others were old and change, develop wrinkles and paunches, become crotchety and impatient, turn inward and intolerant, not Christian. He will remain always the same, the loving golden boy, who enjoyed 15 years and became a model of maturity, upright in every way, in muscular disciplined body, an inquisitive moral mind, and loving devoted heart. Thank you for the privilege of sharing these years with Christian, and thank you for his memory, the unchanging model against which to measure our changing lives. Gray Eagle with love and gratitude, July 7th, 1986. Wow. I don't usually include private graves or people's, but I'm gonna include this. I'm gonna try to find out something else. What happened to Christian? Frequent co-star of Bruce Lee. This should be his grave right here. John Saxon, you recognize that face. There he is. John Saxon. Is that a crow?
Yeah.
Wow. He's headed that way. Wild. So Aaron, here we have Nordstrom, right here. The founder of Nordstrom's department store. Oh, it's Nordstrom Rack it's called?
Yeah.
His name is John. Where's the, oh no. Oh, so it's on this side. So where's he? Where's Mr. Nordstrom? Johann? Hilda John. There he is. Wow. all these bushes. So if you look straight ahead, follow me right there, Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee. Not too far. John Nordstrom. All right, one more coming up. Let's go. Okay, Aaron, I believe we're going right in here. This is, wait, it's a pretty unassuming grave. So I don't think that's it. I think it's in this little alcove. And you know whose grave this is? Here's one I've always wanted to see. It's Paul Allen, one of the co-founders of Microsoft. I think he's in here. Yeah, here he is. No, Kenneth Allen, Faye Gardner Allen. This would be his parents. So where's Paul? Huh, a beautiful little area. He has a headstone, I'm sure. This is odd. So Aaron, Paul Allen is right here in an unmarked grave. His parents, and he's right here. I could have sworn when I looked up I saw a picture of his grave, but it must have just been here. And I assumed this was, but he's right here. Now he was, at one point, the 46th richest person in the world, $20 billion. And what was I saying? Seattle Seahawks, Portland Trail Blazers. Never married, no children, left his money to his sister Jody, I believe. And yeah, but he co-founded Microsoft with Bill Gates. He's very philanthropic, gave over $2 billion away to wildlife, education, things like that. Wow. So this part I normally don't read, but I'm going to read this because I found this really interesting. Again, about how he made a lot of money. So he diagnosed cancer 3 times. It was Hodgkin's lymphoma, and the 3rd time is what took him in 2018. But he left Microsoft after the first time, I believe it was, in February 1983, but he remained on the board for nearly 2 decades. He officially resigned from his position on the Microsoft board of directors in November of 2000, but he was asked to consult as a senior strategy advisor to the company's executives. Now, this is what I found interesting and kind of cool. In the mid-'80s, Bill Gates reportedly asked Allen to give him some of his shares to compensate for the higher amount of work that Bill Gates was doing now that Paul Allen was no longer with the company. Paul Allen said, yeah, this is okay, I'll do that. However, when the time came for that deal to be done, he decided not to proceed. So then Bill Gates tried to buy Paul Allen out at a low price. However, Paul Allen refused and left the company with his shares intact. So this is how he became so rich, because Microsoft went public on March 13th, 1986 at an offer price of $21 per share. By the end of the day, it had risen to $35.50 per share. And he owned a reported 100 million shares of Microsoft stock. So that smart move on his part to say, you know what? No, I'm going to keep those shares because they went up a lot in one day. But yeah, October 1st, 2018, he announced he'd been diagnosed with cancer for the 3rd time. And then October 15th, 2018, the director of philanthropic communications of Allen's investment company, Vulcan, announced that he had passed away due to complications from his cancer. And he was 65. So some of that I just did read just now from my phone, but just I found that interesting about him and Bill Gates. See, they remain friends, but he was just like, no, I'm going to keep my shares. And made a lot of money. It's a beautiful spot. Beautiful alcove. What's the saying? I know the saying, but you can't take it with you. So it's always left to his sister, I believe, in a trust. All that money, but an unmarked grave. I wonder if that's by choice. There's Paul Allen. Wow. All right, here we are at the gravesite of Paul Allen, and there's a lot of famous people in Seattle. Those are I think the 5 that we saw, probably the most famous. A lot of Seattle mayors. That kept coming up. But for celebrities, not too many others, but there's a few. Maybe I'll do a second part, but there's just famous graves in Seattle. Yeah. And my Seattle. We love it. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Peace.